What's going on, guys? Papa Tez here with a CZN video. Now, I'm going to kind of do this as off script as I can. I did kind of plan to have everything talked about a little bit more in detail, but I simply don't have a whole lot of time. Unfortunately, it's been very busy with the work season and with quite a few other things that are going on. So instead, what I'd elected to do is bring up the whole thingamajig brain. Why is my brain just like messing up? The roadmap showcase. That's basically what the team did is give us a showcase of what we're going to see over the next couple of months. And I think it is super awesome, very well laid out. The fact that they're showing us all this stuff. So yeah, so first off, Serenial and Pico, that's going to be our next combatant and partner, I believe. Um, yeah, that's gonna be really, really great. Like, it's gonna be super duper fun. Hopefully, I might have got Pico incorrect, whether it's partner or not. That part I may have slightly incorrect. So if I messed that one up, somebody definitely correct me in the comment section because I have so many notes. I like wrote down everything, but oh my goodness, y'all, just look at this, man. This whole page is full. Like, you probably can't really see it, but the whole page is full of notes. And then I also have notes on like this side too. Like, it's just there was so much in the live stream. And as you can kind of see, so many different things that are that are coming to the game. So the Great Rift is going to be a new piece of content that comes in the second half. The first half, of course, will have the Catalyst of Evolution. So basically the next chapter and season one. One of the big things that they mention is those spectral cubes. And now the spectral cubes are going to be so once you have a max character, and if you get an additional copy, so you get copy seven, then you will be able to gain a spectral cube and use it in the shop to obtain a copy of someone else that you want to obtain a copy for. Now, the spectral cubes I think are specific to the characters, and I think they'll have something later on down for the partners. If I got that wrong, apologize. I definitely apologize on that, but that was what I had understood. Okay, so we also had the fast forwarding options and the mini map adjustments, which to me is really really cool. Right? Is they're just doing instead of us having to like look all the way across the map, they kind of want to improve it a little bit better so that we don't have to like click on it and look across everything. But instead, I think they're implementing like a scroll feature um, on that page to make it a little bit better. And then also the fast forwarding option and the unidentified areas, which should speed up everything a little bit more. I was super happy when they talked about the double rewards events for the simulation because I think it is very much needed. It was one of the things that I was thinking about. Hey, that's something that's kind of like missing from the game. So basically, allowing us to run those simulations and get more materials for the cost of our stamina, which is phenomenal. The time period that that is going to run, I believe, is um. Let me see if I can find it here. It is going to be December 31st through January 7th. So, particularly during that period of time, so a little bit a week or so after the update, make sure that you log in and definitely take advantage of that, right? I think there might be a limit to the amount per day or something like that. I don't remember that portion fully. But still that's super duper awesome, super duper awesome. Um, we have the Spiral Towers of Screams. That one is gonna be a permanent mode that gets implemented into the game. It's gonna be 150 floors. We're gonna expect that January 14th, and I think that's kind of like the start of that second portion of the seasons or whatever. Um, yeah, it's said there's gonna feel a little bit closer to like 30 floors, like 5 waves. So I'm expecting maybe that 5th encounter is basically a boss fight. Um, that's gonna be really, really cool. So now we'll have like a piece of content that we can go through on a regular basis that I think is super duper cool. Um, The memory fragment management improvements I think are really, really nice. Just a nice little touch to let us know, hey, we're thinking about you guys a little bit. So that one's super nice. To make it easier to not have to go in and click twice to upgrade and then back out to look at the stats and things like that. So I think that that one is a very solid update. The unique codex options, I believe, is a little bit more story focused. I believe that one I don't 100% remember, and I have no clue where it is on here. But I do remember talking about it, but it's like my brain is just like spinning. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll say that right. But the story skip is going to be great. The simplified simulation gameplay is going to be great. So again, just like quality of life improvements they're going to start bringing into the game. All right, then in February, that's season two. That's where we'll be getting Vern, I believe. I mentioned something about burning life or whatever here, but man, she looks amazing. She's definitely somebody that I want to pick up. So it's going to be super duper cool. Looks like we'll have the Proto Sync system. Now, the Proto Sync system, I believe, is going to be tied to the um the Friends. So this is kind of like our first valuable update to the Friends portion, which is going to be super nice. There's also going to be kind of like a couple of other little things to kind of help out people. The Zero system's gonna have, like, seasonal skill trees, which is super awesome. The arena portion, I don't remember that one at the moment, but there's plenty of stuff. Things like the trauma codes being fully updated, which that one's in later on in April. Um, Also, too, one of the big things that I really enjoyed is the balancing adjustment and the save data editing ticket, and I think that that one comes through one of the newer modes, right? Is you go through the mode and then you're able to get that ticket from there, which encourages you to kinda go in through that mode. I think it is limited for a period of time, but either way, it's super duper cool that we'll be getting that so that we don't necessarily have to go in and do some stuff. Now, part of that, if I remember correctly, was tied to the corruption mode. Um, I think it was tied to the corruption mode, chaos assault and stuff like that. I think it was tied to one of those. But basically, what is saying is that we'll be able to go in and edit our actual save data. So you'll go through the mode and you just won't have. So yeah, it's basically a large scale event, and I don't remember which one it was, but um you basically won't be able to gain save data at the end of the mode, but instead you'll get the things to edit from that mode, and it'll be a much tougher mode in general. So I'm looking forward to that. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to the tougher challenge and seeing that. Um, yeah, the fully voiced trauma codes I think are going to be very nice. I know some people they skip it, but still, it's still very nice to have that. Um, The achievements for the combats is gonna be super awesome, the PC key mapping, you have Purification Protocol, again, kinda like that harder content, and then, improvements with the scenarios, so there is so much stuff that they talked about. I definitely say that it is worth a listen, even if you're not watching everything that's going on the screen, it is 100% worth a listen. Now, I've seen, like, all these different live streams where they have all these wonderful effects, scenery, and visuals, but this live stream wasn't necessarily that, but it was so packed with so much information. Again, I took over a page and a half of just notes in general. I got like all these timestamps and stuff, but I apologize for me not having a better video out there because I really wanted to get like one that had like all the cuts and all that stuff. I just didn't really have the time to be able to do it. But either way, thank y'all so much for listening. One last thing, 12-week cycle of adjustments for I think like combatants and maybe even the partners. I think that that's super duper amazing. So either way, I am so looking forward to the updates that this game continues to bring because I think they can really only go up from where they are. So, yeah, let's see what they continue to cook. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.